Hi, my name is Chang, freshman. Now I will introduce about the highlight points about IMF and the World Bank annual meeting, which was on October 11th on Saturday. Before we start, I will introduce about the index. I divided this article with two sections. The first section is about the sanctions of Russia. The second section is about IMF committee. And I will start about the first sections. The first section is about sanctions of Russia. In this section, I will explain the correlations between Russia and other countries, which is very hot in these days. And I divided these sections with four parts. The first part is about the initial cause Ukraine. The second part is about importance of Ukraine. In this part, I will explain about each country's stance and why they think Ukraine important and why they conflict. And the second part is about FED imposed sanctions to Russia. And in this part, I will explain why other people and why other country make regulation to Russia. And the final part of this section is about economical thinking. The first section is about initial cause Ukraine. As you can see in this map, the Ukraine's location is very important point, which Russia have no ports with unfrozen ports. So anyway, as you can see, the Ukraine is very important in geographical location. And the second part of section 1 is importance of Ukraine. Because there are a lot of reasons about why they think Ukraine important, about military point, economic point, and political point. However, this report is about economics, so I will only explain about economic reasons why the Ukraine is important. For Russia, why they think the Ukraine are important is most ports and industrial zones are concentrated in Ukraine's Crimea-Pando. And the Russia has a lot of natural gases, and the gases line pass to Ukraine, which go to Europe. So it is very important for Russia. And the stance of US and other Western countries, when the most of countries in US, the most of countries in EU rely on natural gas from Russia. So when the Russia occupy Ukraine, the natural gas's price will increase. So they worry about the Russia's occupations of Ukraine. For these reasons, many Western countries and the US worry about the Russia's occupations of Ukraine. So they want to regulate Russia by purpose of sanctions. By these sanctions, the Russia is isolated in the international society, and Russia will get a strike to the economic parts. By the FED, which is the FED imposed sanctions to Russia. So the Russia says economic sanctions are a kind of reversal for FED tightening. The tightening means the downside of the money, and it means the tightening makes interest rate rises, and the taper tightening they emphasize it. In Water say we can find two economical phenomena. First is tightening makes the interest rate rise, and the second is taper tantrum. And I will explain economical thinking about two parts. as you can see, the tightening means the decrease the supply of money. So when tightening, the line LM2 go to LM1. So the interest rate increases. As the interest rate increase, and the second part is about the tapering. The tapering means reduction quantitative easing. So the tapering's bad point is when tapering started, emerging market like China, Russia will be on recession. Their monetary value will decrease. But the good point is the quantity of export will increase by their monetary value downside, and other country export to a lot. So the long run, their economic situation will be better. And this graph shows about the tapering in 2013 up January. And Russia also says the Russia emphasized about the worry about the internal capital flight. In economic thinking, the internal capital flight means the reduction quantitative easing potentially makes economic recession. So many investors don't want to invest anymore. So the capital in one country flight out from the country, and it is what the capital flight means. As you can see in the graph, the first graph, when the supply of money decrease, the graph S1 moved from S1 to S2, and the net foreign investment is downsized, and the real interest rate increased, and the exchange rate only increased. So that makes capital flight phenomenon. The section 1 is finished, and now I will introduce about section 2, IMFC commit code. I divided this section into two parts. The first part is about main idea what IMFC ConQ says, and the second part is about what are each country's chairman says. The first part of section 2 is main idea what IMFC ConQ says. The IMFC is concerning about the main concern about what IMFC has is the prolonged period of subpar growth. These days, the overall economy growth rate is so low with unemployment. So, for the potential growth, they said we need resilience and sustainability growth. So they suggest growth-friendly fiscal policies we need. And we can see also economic parts in this place about the growth-friendly fiscal policies. The growth-friendly fiscal policies is like a trade-off between distributional about taxes. For example, taxes there is a trade-off, for example, distributional and efficiency, and the growth-friendly fiscal policies means, for example, in taxes, we need to balance the distributional parts and the efficiency objects. And finally, the part 2 of the second section 2 is what are each country's chairman says. The first picture we can see Thai person and yeah. Now I will introduce about the first picture's person. His name is Tribor blah 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 in the bottom line, and he's the Bank of Thailand governor. And he says normalization in the domestic economic will challenge in emerging market economics. That means, but huge profit by exporting in the long run, he suggests. And when we think in economic phenomena, generally when the exchange rate is increased, the value of the one country is downside, so the other country can buy more items which is less than before, which is less price than before. So the A country can get a lot of money even though by the exchange rate increase. And this graph means that in the program Rajan, India's central bank governor says if the Fed starts raising interest rate, it could create some volatility for the emerging market. And it means and the financial investors find macro stability. As you can see, it is also means like a flight, capital flight. The investors does not want small stability, but they want macro stability. And the Swiss finance minister, Eleven Windemar says, fiscal support has created the essential breathing space, but not lead to strong, sustainable, and balanced growth. And finally, Manjun, chief economist of People's Banks of China, says, at the micro level, we need to avoid excessive stimulus even though GDP growth is slowing a bit. And he also says, stability growth is more important than excessive stimulus. This is and thank you for my presentation.